Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Japan and Korea, the host nations of the 2002 FIFA World Cup.
The 2002 World Cup should have been a celebration of football. Instead, it became one of the sport's most controversial events. Dubious refereeing, shocking decisions, and a nation's unlikely rise to the semi-finals. Was it all just a series of coincidences, or was something more sinister at play? Let's investigate the controversy that rocked the football world. Oh yes, before moving forward, the referee that officiated the most controversial game of the tournament was arrested for drug trafficking in September 2010. We will talk about that later in the video. See, this particular World Cup was a landmark event in football history, being the first ever World Cup to be held outside Europe and the Americas. Co-hosted by South Korea and Japan, the tournament symbolised a new era for the sport, expanding its global reach and celebrating the passion for football in Asia. Both nations invested heavily in infrastructure, building state-of-the-art stadiums and ensuring a spectacular event. South Korea entered the tournament with a mix of youthful talent and experienced players, under the guidance of Dutch coach Guus Hiddink. Their campaign began with a surprising 2-0 victory over Poland, igniting hopes among the home fans. A hard-fought 1-1 draw with the United States showed their resilience, while a stunning 1-0 win over Portugal saw them top Group D and advance to the knockout stages for the first time in their history. Suddenly, South Korea was the Cinderella story of the tournament. Their passionate fans created an electrifying atmosphere in the stadiums. The world watched in awe as the team exceeded expectations, becoming the darlings of the tournament. As the nation's hopes soared, the South Korean team prepared for their toughest challenge yet, a round of 16 match against Italy. The build-up to the match was intense. South Korea's players were focused and driven, their underdog status fueling their ambition. Italy, on the other hand, were confident but wary of the host nation's momentum. The stage was set for an epic showdown, one that would soon be remembered for all the wrong reasons. The match was fiercely contested from the start. South Korea played with intense physicality, pushing Italy to its limits, but it wasn't long before controversy struck. Early in the match, South Korea was awarded a questionable penalty after Seo Ki-hyun went down in the box under minimal contact. However, Italian goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon saved Ahn Young-hwan's spot kick, temporarily diffusing the tension. As the game progressed, the officiating became increasingly contentious. Francesco Totti was at the centre of another controversial decision. Deep into extra time, Totti was shown a second yellow card for an alleged dive in the penalty area, a decision that shocked the Italian bench and enraged fans worldwide. To many, it seemed like a harsh call, especially in such a crucial moment. Moments later, Italy had what appeared to be a legitimate goal from Damiano Tomasi ruled out for offside, a decision that further fueled the controversy. The match was finally decided in the 117th minute when Ahn Young-hwan, the same player who had missed the penalty earlier, scored the golden goal that sent South Korea through to the quarter-finals. But instead of jubilation, the victory was clouded by controversy and accusations of biased refereeing. Italian players and staff were left in disbelief. Coach Giovanni Trapattoni openly criticised the officiating, and accusations of foul play began to circulate in the media. Was it merely poor refereeing, or was there something more? The tension continued to mount as South Korea prepared to face Spain in the quarter-finals. This match too would be tainted by controversy. Spain dominated much of the game, but two of their goals were controversially disallowed. First, a header from Fernando Morientes was ruled out due to an offside call that left many scratching their heads. Then, in extra time, another Morientes goal was disallowed after the referee ruled the ball had crossed the touchline before Joaquin's cross, a decision that was hotly debated. Spain's frustrations grew as their chances slipped away, ultimately leading to a penalty shootout. South Korea won once again, this time in a 5-3 victory on penalties, advancing to the semi-finals. But the celebrations were once more overshadowed by the controversial decisions that had gone in their favour. The football world was left in shock, with many questioning the integrity of the tournament. Spanish players and fans felt robbed, and the media in Spain was quick to cry foul. The back-to-back controversies involving South Korea raised serious doubts about the fairness of the tournament. Was it all just a coincidence, or were the referees influenced by the home advantage? The tension reached its peak as the world awaited FIFA's response. FIFA was forced to address the growing backlash. Amid the storm of criticism, FIFA officials, led by then-President Sepp Blatter, defended the referee's decisions, insisting that human error was an inevitable part of the game. Blatter's tenure, already marked by numerous controversies and accusations of corruption, came under further scrutiny as the 2002 World Cup's refereeing decisions seemed to undermine the integrity of football's greatest tournament. While FIFA publicly supported the referees, including Ecuadorian official Byron Moreno, many believed there was more to the story. Byron Moreno's role in the tournament quickly became a symbol of the larger officiating problems that plagued the 2002 World Cup. After the tournament, Moreno's career spiraled into controversy. Despite initially defending his decisions during the World Cup, his actions in domestic football raised serious concerns about his competence and integrity as a referee. In 2003, just a year after the World Cup, Moreno was involved in one of the most bizarre refereeing incidents in Ecuadorian football history. During a domestic league match between LDU Quito and Barcelona SC, Moreno added 6 minutes of stoppage time, only to play 13 in total, during which LDU Quito managed to score twice and win 4-3. This incident led to Moreno receiving a 20-match suspension from the Ecuadorian Football Federation for his actions. And what's even crazier is that Moreno was running for election to the local council in Quito. That showed a clear conflict of interests. The troubles for Byron Moreno didn't stop there. After his suspension, his career never fully recovered. His handling of matches was increasingly erratic, leading to more controversies in the Ecuadorian league. By 2003, Moreno had been permanently expelled from refereeing in Ecuador. The federation could no longer overlook the questionable decisions that followed him both domestically and internationally, and he was removed from officiating duties. See, the final blow to Moreno's reputation came in 2010 when he was arrested at JFK Airport in New York for attempting to smuggle 6 kilograms of heroin into the United States. He was caught with the drugs strapped to his body, leading to his immediate arrest and eventual imprisonment. This shocking turn of events raised deeper questions about Moreno's character and further tainted the memory of his controversial decisions during the 2002 World Cup. Moreno's disgraceful fall from grace not only damaged his personal reputation, but also fueled ongoing conspiracy theories about the integrity of the 2002 tournament. Some wondered whether his involvement in the World Cup had been a more serious issue of corruption, as his criminal actions post-football suggested a pattern of unethical behaviour. For many, his expulsion from FIFA and his later arrest solidified the belief that the refereeing in 2002 may have been influenced by more than just human error. Back to the World Cup. As South Korea prepared for the semi-final against Germany, the eyes of the football world were not just on the players, but on the referees as well. The controversies surrounding officials like Byron Moreno had cast a long shadow over the tournament, leaving fans to wonder whether the outcomes of key matches were truly fair. While Germany ultimately defeated South Korea 1-0, the damage had already been done. The credibility of the 2002 World Cup was broken into pieces. Despite the controversies, the World Cup concluded with Brazil lifting their 5th World Cup trophy after a 2-0 victory over Germany. Ronaldo Nazario had one of the best individual performances in World Cup history, in which he scored 8 goals throughout the tournament. And who can forget that famous haircut? After the tournament ended, the team's remarkable journey to the semi-finals was celebrated as a national triumph in South Korea. The players were hailed as heroes, and the tournament was seen as a moment of great pride for the country. But even amid the celebrations, questions persisted. Could South Korea's success have been achieved without the cloud of controversy that hung over their victories? As time passed, the 2002 World Cup became one of the most analysed and debated tournaments in football history. Some defended South Korea's achievements, attributing their success to hard work, determination and the tactical brilliance of coach Guus Hiddink. Others, however, remained convinced that the officiating errors were too significant to be mere coincidences.